Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Rules can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Don't mind my appearance. I am sick. I shouldn't even be on here. I have asthmatic bronchitis. I'm dying, but I got a lot of energy. And the medicine makes me crazy and it makes me even more sensitive. So that's why I like to do readings when I'm sick because it makes me, I'm like, I can feel everything. All right. If you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. That's the word on the first card that I pull out. And it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. And that's important when we're dealing with people that have shadow spiritual blocks. They wear masks, they create personas to make us think one thing, but really they feel another. We know that the person likes us. The issue is, why does it fucking look the way that it does? And why am I attracting a person like that? And why does that karmic theme of people that either are emotionally not intelligent or people that have bad character, why does that come to me if I'm a good person? That's a very common question that I hear in the comment bars. So these readings will tell you that. And that's important. And you know why? Because it gives you the power back. Because once you know the full story, the person that you thought was so good looking and you were so attracted to, a lot of times it takes it down a notch because you just can't unsee sometimes what you see. So awareness is everything because once you have the awareness, you can then implement new actions, new behaviorisms to change the dynamic of the situation. And that's important because when you're dealing with the karmic, you feel as if they don't care. They play head games. That they have one foot in, one foot out. You're like, they don't even care if I'm not around. Well, a lot of times they don't because you've already given too much energy. So it's not that they don't care about you. They just don't really believe that you're going to leave. That's why the song goes, you don't know what you got till it's gone. It's because most people will push it to that point to see, well, I think that you're going to take it. And the thing is, when it snaps, well, then guess what? The tables turn. So let's see what's going on within your situation because the past couple of nights, I believe that the tables have turned. Who knows in this story? All right, the word of the video, resentment. Resentment. I feel I feel like you have resentment because the more time that you spend away, Virgo, from this person, the more aware you are becoming of this person's like character. You thought that maybe that it wasn't as bad, that they weren't as big of a cheater. They weren't as big of a player. And what you're seeing is that no, this person is a player and they have very bad character and they don't really care about anyone except for themselves. And the person that you're connected to has resentment now towards you and everybody else because hey, you are, you see who they are. You see who they are. They know that you see who they are. And they know that you see who they are because they've seen you hang around with certain people. They see that you talk to certain people that they never thought that you would talk to. And that's the issue that's at hand. This person has resentment because they can't trick, they can't finagle, they can't connive, and everybody's kind of looking at them. They're in a place, and I don't even believe that it's just you. I believe that it's a lot of other people that this person tried to get over on. I also believe it's people, family. I believe it's everybody. So this person is in a place where they're angry because they're like the why me? Why me? Victimization. No one understands. No one gets it. And really, what they know is everybody sees exactly who they are. So this is the underlying energy. But when you were dealing with this person, what was it like? Well, we obviously, if you have resentment towards this person, I just feel like it was a lot of cat and mouse. Yeah, this person wanted you to act as if you were beneath them. And that's why you didn't ever go with them, because you knew from day one that they were asking you to settle for less than what you deserve. They came at you as if they were more spirit. And that's the thing now why this person has resentment also, because they can't create that persona anymore. That's a mask that someone tore off of them and threw it in the fire. So they can't actually put it back on their face. Everybody sees. They were flaunting their money. They were actually acting as if their life was better than yours. They liked looking down on you. This person's a very angry person, and they justify why they have bad character. Troublemaker. Again, like I said, they were just running around talking to a lot of other people, stirring up shit, dragging you into third parties. I believe that it wasn't even like they were dating other people. They would just talk to other people and lead those people on. And then after a few weeks, drop your name. Can you imagine that? And the people that, were giving them time, all of a sudden were like, wait a minute, like, is this not as serious? So, and your person knows exactly what they do. They played this game 1,001 times. So they know who they're dealing with. They choose someone that they believe is lower hanging fruit. And when I say lower hanging fruit, it's a person that doesn't really have a job. They don't know who they are. They're in one bad relationship after another, and they're lost. So they choose to pick a person like that, and then they give them all the love and attention, and they love bomb them. And then, like I said, after a few weeks or maybe a month or 2 months, it's not long, they drop your name. But it's long enough for that person to grow an attachment. But the thing is, we know that the lower hanging fruit that doesn't really have a job and is in one bad relationship after another is really emotionally out of balance. And so it creates trouble because now you have crazy people wanting to like know who you are. You have crazy people talking smack about you that don't even know you. You have, again, just trouble. This person likes to create trouble. They love drama. They love it. They get a kick out of it, especially if two people are going to fight over them. Oh, then it's even better. Then it's even better. And then they can act superior, like, oh, everybody wants me. Everybody wants me. When really it's like, mm-mm. And you had a lot of anxiety with this person because you couldn't trust them. You just couldn't trust them. They stole your joy. They stole your joy from you. Like a relationship supposed to bring energy, this person takes energy. And then it's like they keep doors definitely open to their past. Anyone that they dated in the past, they're friends with. They need to like help out once in a while. And so I see this X factor on top, but this is where they would also not treat you well, where if you ask too many questions, they would get like angry. They have a lot of anger inside of them. So you didn't really have to ask that much for them. And if they were in an off mood, it would trigger them. They would trigger them where they would react and they would yell at you, or they would say things in a tone that was demeaning, again, beneath them. Like, why are you asking? And actually, if you ask too many questions, they would say, I don't want to talk about this right now. Like you are a big problem because you were uncomfortable with something. So again, this whole superior, like it's okay the way that I treat you. It's okay, but I'm going to keep a door open in it. Like if in my past, I'm going to keep doors open everywhere. And this is someone that has a very low self-esteem that needs to be fed all the time. That's what I feel like, just all the time. just manipulation. The entire relationship, you felt like I was being manipulated. It's like they might have had feelings for me, but I don't really know why. I feel like they just toyed with me. They just like to play with me. And I feel like they're a very angry person. And yes, I do believe that that they're attracted to you, but part of it is I'm attracted to you without an emotional connection. I don't take the time to get to know you. And because I'm in and out of relationships here for a good time, not a long time, well, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not going to grow attachment to you. And, you're going to get mad and then you'll chase me. And yeah, I'll come back around from time to time. I want to keep my foot in the door because I never really 100% shut the door anywhere. I always have to make sure that I have an entrance back in because, I just know everyone's going to take me back in. Where really, I think it triggered their abandonment. And why this person now is actually in a place of resentment is because they feel as if you abandoned them. Meanwhile, they did all this shit to you the whole time. And they're in a place where, for the first time, they doubt quite highly that you're going to come back. And they can no longer really stay disassociated from it either, which is normally their default. They usually drink themselves to death to not feel, to not think, to not remember, or run around and talk to other people, do anything and everything to not have to face what they did, not have to apologize, not to own up. So when it's love, though, when the person has real feelings, you can't disassociate. And that's the thing, unless you're going to be totally wasted out all the time. And this person, I feel like they can't. So I feel like the root issue here is, again, this person whole is just so wounded. And when we see wounds this deep, where they're doing all this shit, I mean, they create a lot of shame for themselves. And so the core wound, I believe, is shame. So this person doesn't know how to have relationships. They have attachments. They love attachments. That's what feels comfortable to them. Because unless you're constantly fanning their ego, and, making them feel so good about themselves, they feel inadequate. And so the thing is, in the beginning, it feels good. I have this really good looking person building my confidence up. I like that. But the truth of the matter is that they don't respect it and they don't believe it. And then what happens is this person doesn't believe that anyone could really love them. So then they look for things like, no, you probably don't like me. No, you probably just into me for my money or into me for whatever, because they know who they are. So that's the issue. This person, no matter which way you go, they're not going to really, you can never win, is what I'm trying to say. With a person that has such a low self-esteem, but then acts really cocky, really like has a big ego. Again, they do that to compensate for how they feel about themselves, which makes for a really selfish person, really selfish. Like they can't see past their own nose, like literally. Yeah, and so what it is that you got strong. You got strong. This is why this person's mad. They never saw it. Fierce strength is what you showed them. You showed them fierce strength because you're a very powerful person. And I believe that you're very paradoxal, almost like a Scorpio, where you'll be really, 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 really nice. And then like humble, which is a Virgo trait, by the way. It's very nurturing and it is humble. However, Virgo and Scorpio actually both have that side where, you're going to cross us the wrong way. It's just Virgo does it with class. Virgo does it with class. And I'm not saying that Scorpio doesn't. But Scorpio has a sting, where it's like, you did this, I'm gonna, and where Virgo will detach and they'll say something sarcastic, and then they'll turn around and they'll have their best life. They'll show that they'll have their best life. They'll show the person what they're truly made of. And so why this person's resentful is because of this, really. It's like the fact that you have so much strength that you weren't affected. The plan for this person, again, they love drama. They feed on it. And the fact that you just took your power back, well, that fucked this person up. I'm telling you, that fucked them up the most. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of their ego. They can't wear the mask. They can't put the mask because you ripped it off and you threw it in the fire. And now they're in a place where they're losing faith. And they can't handle it. They can't handle it. They feel fragile. And they know it's because of their damn sneaky behavior. This person thought that you were going to be like, all like spirit addicted, like running to psychics, trying to find out, you know. I think that they know you're intuitive, though. I think that this person now is looking for answers. So they might not be spirit addicted because they're not going to run into advisors. I don't believe that they're a spiritual type of person. They might be, though, if someone came across, because they're desperate right now. So they would probably take the advice from anyone. But would they seek that road out? No, they would seek out friends. They would seek out your social media. They would seek out any which way to find out information about you. Again, to know what's going on, which is what I feel like they're doing. But this person is resentful because you were supposed to be looking for me. You were supposed to be running after me. You were supposed to, and none of that is happening. So the tables have turned, but it's more like as this person sits in their space and they're stewing in their anger and their resentment because, again, they didn't get their way and they're seeing you have your best life. I believe that this person, I'm sorry, I know that we throw the word narcissist around a lot, but it's almost like it's all the character traits of a narcissist. And the fact that you're not bothered, ooh, that's what does it. Where it bothered them before, where I felt like they felt guilty, they felt sad, but they thought by now you would have came back. They thought with their little breadcrumbs that you would have came back, or even without doing anything, you would have came back, because of the type of person that you are. You showed them that nice, humble, sweet side of you. So you tricked them. This person's like, again, past lives are influencing our connection. I've lost you in other lifetimes, and that makes me afraid. I need to heal the grief to allow the love to bloom. So again, this is a past life karmic mate that there's a deep connection, and they've never experienced anything like it before. Again, karmic mate means that you haven't learned the lesson in a lot of lifetimes, and I feel like you left them before, and you're about to leave them again, or you left them already. And that's how this person sees it. They see that you actually left, that you don't care. And I'm sure that some of you guys like still have a space in your heart for this person, but you're like, I'll never go back. Like you're like, like, and you would have a space because it's a past life karmic mate. It's like any soul mate, you're going to have a space in your heart for them because it's a soul family. It's like, it's an unexplainable thing. You're like, the person's a jerk off, but I still have feelings. And that's because, again, there was something to learn. When there's that pull always back, when a past life karmic mate comes into this life, they want to teach you something. They want to show you something. There's a lesson to be learned from this. I'm telling you, that's what I'm telling you. It's like spirit has a hand in this. Spirit's sneaky. Trust me. The universe is sneaky. It wants you to learn something. It wants you to evolve because you got to say, why the fuck would the universe bring me somebody like this? And the universe said, there's something that you need to learn. So, because what we're not seeing is it's again this like a lot of like past life, yeah, and I don't feel deserving, and it's affecting my levels of abundance and openness. Again, this person like doesn't down deep inside remember it. Like I said, they create the big persona like they're confident, but they're not. A person that is confident doesn't need to do all that. So what we see is that they're not doing anything because they just feel like shit about themselves. And also, I'm sure that they've never tried to even come back. I feel like they've never even cared that much. That's why they're resentful. They're like, I have feelings and I never have feelings. And you don't care. That doesn't happen to me. That doesn't happen to me ever. So again, but what needs to be learned is that your person needs to build their confidence up so that they don't need to run around and do all that shady shit. And we need to ask, why would you attract a person? Because even if they came back, I would tell you, don't take this person back, obviously, because they would need to do deep shadow healing work when they're wounded. Obviously, they don't think that they're wounded. That's the problem. And that's why you can't take this person back. But we have to say, in order for the reading to mean something, what's the lesson? What's the fucking lesson? What do I need to learn? What does Virgo need to learn? Play. I believe you grew up in an environment that didn't allow you to find yourself, express yourself. Um, you might have grown up in an alcoholic family. You could have grown up with a parent that was extremely dominant or a parent that was just hyper focused on schoolwork. Like, hey, you got to get those grades up, and was always telling you what to join and what to do. Where Spirit's saying part of it is not to be in a relationship right now, because when you go out and play, you find yourself, you connect to new people. So whoever you're focused on isn't really on a high vibration because you're not really on a high vibration because you don't know 100% who you are. And the way that you find who you are is you got to be like childlike. You got to go out into the world and you got to connect to people. You got to connect to different people, situations, and experiences to really know who you are and to really know what you like and what you don't like. Otherwise, there will always be a sense of a lacking. Like I feel like there's something missing, which is why this person, I'm not even going to call them your person because they're not worth to even call them your person, but why this person does what they do. They don't know who they are. So playing, like I say, is a big deal because it helps us. It helps us connect. It helps us find ourselves. Loner. So I feel like when you were growing up, you were a loner, and that's actually a gift, but you saw it in a negative way, like I'm always alone. I'm always alone. Where spirit says, no, I want you to actually pull that energy back and be a loner, where you don't let other people, like their opinions affect you. I don't want you to take other people's opinions of what they believe that you should do right now in hand because they won't have your best interest at hand. They're going to have their best interest at hand. And right now you're not strong enough. So you have to again kind of pull that childhood energy back and see it in a different light. Like not I'm always alone, but hey, I'm so strong. I could be alone and figure out what it is that I like in my life without somebody in my ear or somebody that I feel that I need to dote on or entertain or wipe their ass because, they're not happy because they can't generate their own happiness, right? Spirit says you're better off being alone. Self-sabotage. A lot of times when we grow up in an alcoholic family or again, like a home where we weren't where there was addictions or codependency, we didn't get the support and structure that we need. So what happens is that we go out and we find our own happiness. A lot of times we get ourselves into trouble, right? It's like because we're not putting our time and our energy and our focus towards something that's going to grow us in creating a life that we want for ourselves so that we can again also meet people that we really connect to on a heart-based level. No, it's that we're going to go out and get in our own way a lot of times, and that might be hanging out with people that we know aren't really on our level, but we're going to try and be there anyway, knowing damn well that's an example where spirit says this was a karmic test. Are you going to self-sabotage yourself? The writing's on the wall. You see who this person is. You see what they're capable of. Are you going to let a connection dictate, where it's, again, that would be self-sabotaging behavior. Because this person, like, again, they would be sorry because they have this feeling, but they don't know how to treat you. Doesn't matter if they don't. And wonder, that spirit saying, find out the wonder in you, the wonder in the world. Like the wonder, don't you wonder what's out there, spirit saying. It's like instead of this energy, there's a lot different energy. This is like, oh, which is the energy of this person. It's like, they can't generate their own energy. They can't, and the reason why is they don't have an open heart, because a person that does all that doesn't do what they did. And so Spirit saying the wonder in you, the wonder in the world, go out and have a love affair with yourself. Be a loner for a little while. Play, play. Put your energy towards things that are going to grow you, fulfill you, fill your cup up all the way so that whatever the person gets is just a little driblet that falls out. Too busy. And this is the way that you are superior. You don't need to act superior when you're really having your best life. I'm going to pull two more. Dance, I feel like that's to go with the flow of life. And that might be hard for you. We like some Virgos. I don't like, I'm a Virgo and I definitely do not like structure. However, I have ADHD and I have a lot of other things. So again, the trauma is what gets in the way of that methodical. But most Virgos, they are like to, again, be very structured and systematic, where, again, going with the flow is just doing what you feel. And that tends to not be Virgo energy. And I think that sometimes I could also not want to go with the flow in that aspect, where Spirit's saying, no, this is to go with the flow of what this person did. It's like you don't let them affect you, that you go back into your life. You let the universe guide you through finding yourself, through creating yourself. And resilience. I don't know if you just saw my dogs fly by. Resilience is like nothing's stopping me. You can try and stop me, but you're not going to stop me. And you had that. That was a gift that you've always had. So Spirit says you have all the ingredients to create a new life, a new life. And so again, it's not so much that even I do feel, though, in this story, it was somebody that grew up in a way that it was very restricted. And you could say, I love my parents loved me, but it was restricted, where they pushed their beliefs and so Spirit says, so then you don't really know who you are. So it's not so much that that's a trauma, but that would make you believe that you don't know who you are. That would make you believe that you don't really know what you want to do or anything, because you don't know 100% of who you are. And that's because it was stifled. And Spirit says everybody has spiritual blocks. We're in physical form to learn and to manifest. So we're all born into families where we all develop spiritual blockages. We all grow up in a society that we create blockages because to compensate for the imbalances that we have to deal with within our environment. That's people, situations, experiences. So Spirit says this isn't a blame game. Know that it's a second chakra imbalance, meaning if you haven't created yourself, how can you go with the flow of life? We go with the flow of life through focusing on what we're passionate about, what stirs up our soul. That's how it happens, not with, doing what this person wants you to freaking do and having this person drain your energy is much, much different energies through saying, and that's what this person feels it off you. Everybody sees it. People are feeling it. Everyone knows it. And that is pissing your person off. Or I don't want to even call them your person, this person off. It's pissing them off because they're like, how dare you? like you didn't just walk away and do it humbly, like the person that I met. You're walking away and you're loud about it. And not loud because boastful, but your life is showing it. Your life is showing it. I see who you're hanging out with. I see what you're doing. I see it again, like they're stalking you. They're watching you. So, like I said, they're eating the karma. Acceptance, where Spirit says, I leave you off with this, my friend. Acceptance, my friends, I should say. Acceptance, and that is, I accept every step of life, including the bad relationships. Present, I accept every step that life presents me without resistance. I try to find out what the universe is trying to teach me so that I can grow. Thus, I advance in freedom on the path of light. And that's what Spirit's saying. It's like that, don't be resentful. Don't hold on to it. Accept it. It's that the person, you can have love for someone and just not be with them because they're not healthy. And I feel for some of you, because it's a collective reading, some of you, the lesson could be, I have family members that I love, but they're just not healthy for me. And Spirit says, and when you get to a certain age, you should put more time and energy and focus into yourself. And then when I say a certain age, it's when you're comfortable enough to go out on your own, is what I'm saying. That's when you should put the time and the energy and the focus into yourself, to have a love affair with yourself, so that you'll recognize when someone comes to you and is really not on the up and up. Because if you were living your best life, you'd see the way that you see now. You see who this person is as clear as day, where when you first met them, you didn't. And it's because you hadn't created enough of your own life, that you would focus so much on this person, like this person and the connection, like you nurtured it, like you really care. And this is what this person remembers. And now you're like, you don't even think about it. So it's complete extreme. And it's just because you're living. You're living. Once this person played their games and you said, I'm out, you really were out. And some, I don't even believe, even said anything. You just was like, I'm going to bow out gracefully and not say a damn thing. And others of you did say something. But nevertheless, whatever was done, this person assumed you were coming back. They thought it was a game. What they see now is it's not. Now they have to accept it. And I think that they're having a very hard pill to swallow. I'm going to leave that there, guys. I also wanted to mention, sign up for my coaching program. It's launched only 10 days. 10 days is all we are doing, because I'm not going to do a big group in one setting. It's because I want to do more individualized, so that everybody gets what they need. It's an awesome shadow healing coaching program that also I talk about soul's path. I help you find your soul's path, find your psychic gifts, what your major gifts are. It's a very diversified program that I have been working on for most of my career, and it is finally launched. So you got to sign up. You got to sign up. The link will be in the description box. If you're someone that wants shadow healing, now is the time, let me tell you, and open up your psychic abilities, then find your soul's path so that you can actually get your daily bread and make that money. Well, again, click on the link below. Also, all other important links will be below. And again, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, do not forget to write the word resentment in your comment bar. Almost had to look for the word. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.